What is going on, all the Full Senders all around the world? We are back with the 11th episode of the Full Send Studios podcast. Let me just start off the episode by apologizing for the missed week last week. Yeah, dude, 700. It just updated for me. It's actually at 8:01 now, so we're doing well. Do you see in chat the views?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is our first full-length stream as affiliates too. Well, podcast.
Yeah.
As affiliates. So thanks for coming out. Pogs in chat for the affiliate. Oh, I guess I should explain the lack of Ian being here probably. So obviously Ian is still in school. So he went back to school this week. So for the time being, it is just going to be me and Darren hosting the show. I'm sorry if Ian was your favorite.
The Darren and Cody show,
Yeah, so
not the Cody and Darren show,
Okay.
as we all remember.
Here we go. So yeah, unfortunate that, he's still in school, but probably good that he's getting an education, I guess. Maybe we'll talk about that today. We had a pretty long discussion about that earlier this week, so I'm sorry for this. What's about to happen? I thought I missed... Why is this? It's like not tight. Like, I don't know. Whatever. We'll just keep it right there. Yeah, Madge, where you didn't miss, because... Why didn't we?
We missed last week.
What happened?
I was dying.
Oh, yeah. Darren was not doing well. So, yeah. So, we're back, though. We're back. We'll see how it goes without Ian here, but, I think I'll be able to carry the show. So, we'll see, though. We'll see how it goes. So, anyway, I'll introduce... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I got signed out of my email that has all the topics on it. Just give me 1 second, please. Okay, so anyway, I mean, you can kind of introduce some of the topics if you want to.
I'm going to leave that up to our community manager over there.
Come back. Okay, so anyway, we're back. So anyway, this episode, obviously, we're going to kick it off with a little bit of FSS talk, what we're up to. Then we're going to get into gaming talk and, our weekly segments. So we have, as per usual, movie, game, tech of the week. We're going to be talking about League of Legends, and their new skin deal. We're going to talk about the Dota 2 tournament, because apparently now we are, what is that? We're MOBA talkers, whatever, streamers. Let's see, we're going to talk about the Black Ops 4 PC trailer. They released a special trailer just for their PC game. I wouldn't really call it a trailer. More of a hype train for PC players, I suppose. We'll hit on the new Overwatch animated short. We're going to talk about, I don't know if you guys saw today, there was a Madden tournament in Florida, I believe in Jacksonville, where there was what is being called a mass shooting. This was on stream today. There's a video out there we're not going to be watching. If you want to, you can find it pretty easily. But yeah, so we'll talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about a story that Darren actually sent me. The Super Mario creator warns that warns the gaming industry to not be too greedy. Then we're going to talk about people trying to scam games by acting like they're a media outlet or something like that. And then we've been doing this new, I'm not going to call it a segment, but a little bit of investing talk. So we're going to hit on that this week, talk about our gains and losses from this week as well. As always, we're going to hit on Elon, our Lord and Savior. And then a couple other things if we get to them. So anyway, Darren, if you want to kick off with what you did this week on The Gather and talk about how you're working on The Gather, I guess, again, that'd be pretty good.
So, if it's been a while since you've been with us or anything, we kind of put The Gather on the back burner. We talked about that a little bit on the podcast, I think. We have somewhat resurrected that. I guess I shouldn't say somewhat, pretty strongly resurrected that. Little bit of a what's the word? Like a toned down vision, I guess I should say.
Right.
Not quite as ambitious as what it was before. I think we still have the same goals for the end game of it,
Yeah.
but I think we're in the short term, getting a playable game and something we can release and
Yeah, that still somewhat follows our vision of what we want.
And then expanding upon that as we go.
Right.
That being said, we are still working on the hunt.
Yes. We had some interesting roadblocks with that.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean I. So I guess I'll hit on that really quick. So if you watch any of the development streams that I've been doing, you know that we set up a pickup weapon system this week, and obviously we're running into a problem with actually being able to pick up the weapon and it going over the sword. And basically what we think that happened, so I was using the Paragon assets, the characters from that, and basically the weapons are integrated into the mesh of the character, so it's not actually something that you can drop. So we were switching over to a different character pack. I made a couple mistakes and basically made a project that was unlaunchable. So Darren, being the project manager that he is, fixed that up today. So that will be back. So the next development stream might be me just fixing animations and stuff like that. I don't know if I'd expect any development streams from Darren in the next couple of days because he's dead. He's slowly dying, fading off into the abyss. So, I'm just like, as I'm talking, I'm just looking at him like almost falling asleep over there. Like he's just not doing well, rubbing his eyes. And
it's okay.
So anyway,
we're here.
So anyway, we had some pretty big problems with the hunt, but we're back. Probably going to be doing at least a couple development streams this week. Like I said, fixing animations and, working with the new characters and stuff like that. So that's pretty much all I got. But yeah, just check those out if you don't follow and you're interested in watching development. Hit that follow button so you know when we go live, because I normally don't tweet when I go live on those. So the best way to stay informed is to follow. Literally all night and morning. He's not doing well, but we will carry on.
I slept for a little while.
Yeah, what, 4 hours, 5 hours?
Like 3.5.
Okay, well,
maybe.
That's how she goes. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got on the hunt. I do want to talk about our new technological acquisition. So we bought, what is it? Canon E50, M50?
A Canon EOS M50.
Yeah, dude. So let me look this up really quick so I can talk to you guys a little bit about the specs, what we're going to be using it for, stuff like that. So I know for a fact it does 720p at 120 frames, so you can do some slow motion stuff. It does 1080p at 60 frames, and then it does obviously 4K at 30. So we actually bought it's called like a video creator kit. Comes with like a Rode mic, basically just the kind of stuff that you would need to actually utilize a camera if you were doing something like vlogging or anything like that. Our primary focus with this camera is going to be, having high quality developer updates. If you watch mine, pretty bad. So anyway, we're just trying to upgrade our stuff. There's a possibility that we might be able to use this with facial tracking. I'm not sure if you did any more research on that or if you know for sure. I think we have to wait until we actually get the camera to probably test that.
I think we have to wait until we have the several $1,000s worth of software I need to do it too.
Right. So with that being said, I mean, that's obviously down the line, but possibility that we could use it for that as well. There's it there. Wait, what? There.
Oh, you can see my face somewhat.
Oh.
Stranger Things poster.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. I like the. Do you guys like the new posters?
It took me a minute to see it.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. That's a little strange. Not a little. Definitely a stranger thing, no doubt about it. Omega Law. So yeah. Anyway, we bought the camera. It's gonna be a good time. We're very excited. It was a really good deal. We really couldn't find any other cameras that came with a lens and a mic. For anything less than like $1,000 that did the things that this one does. So very good deal. I was gonna say, wow, we're talking about deals, but do you want to kick off the? So anyway, before we get off the camera, boxing and review whenever it's not back ordered. Whenever we get it.
It did get back ordered.
So
I do want to say before we go into the next Full Send Studios topic here, we didn't have this in the list, but I thought of it because I've been working on it somewhat and whatnot. We are making a new Full Send Studios logo.
Oh yeah.
We already have the Gather logo. It's just many of you have probably seen.
Good. Shout out.
So
Allie.
we will be. We're doing a couple things with those logos. We are making banners to use in the developer updates and possibly in the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we are working on a merch store.
Yes.
If you want hats, T-shirts, hoodies, etc., we're working on that.
So we're going to be testing the waters. Hopefully, I don't know how soon that's going to happen. I don't know if there's any initial cost for that.
No.
To set that up. So we'll probably just kind of do a similar thing to what we did with our Patreon, just kind of have it there for when stuff actually gets released and, popularity grows and people are interested in that kind of thing. So that'll be a cool little thing. If you guys are interested, you can, actually get something of value for your money instead of just throwing in bits and subscriptions. So yeah, but yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because definitely it's going to be nice to have a big, Gather or Full Send Studios flag for developer updates. We're going to have those high quality developer updates. I'm pretty excited for that.
At some point, I'm going to be sitting in front of a fire streaming on Twitch for 12 hours.
At Jeff. I loved that. That was, if you've never seen that, what we're referencing is Jeff Kaplan, the what is he? Community manager?
He's project manager
for Overwatch. He did this weird stream where he didn't actually sit in front of a fire for 12 hours, right? It was just like loop footage and then had like random clips kind of at sporadic points that, was like, oh man, maybe it is real, But it was a funny little thing. What was it even for? I don't remember.
I don't remember
maybe
what they were doing.
Who knows, honestly. It's Overwatch. They do weird stuff. That's just how it goes. So anyway, do you want to kick off the DRM free, I guess, topic?
Yeah. So if anybody doesn't know what DRM is, it stands for Digital Rights Management. And it's basically like, so when you buy
link in chat.
When you buy a game, let's say on Steam, right? Let's say Call of Duty, for example, okay? It's going to verify, when you launch the game, it's going to verify that you are this person that has bought this game, right? Which is fair. However, so DRM is an issue among a lot of developers. It's a big issue in the modding community. People care about it a lot. So it's basically saying, a game without DRM, for example, is kind of your more traditional game where you get the game and you put it on your computer. You could put that on a flash drive if you want, however you want. And it's basically just saying, it is yours to do with as you please because you bought it. Right. In a sense, it's thinking more of, when I buy this mouse, I can take this apart and do whatever I feel like with it. or I can take this and use it on my computer downstairs or up here or whatever. When I buy a digital game, through Steam or whatever, I am locked to that platform and I have to use that service. And if that service goes down, goodbye me playing the game. So it's kind of in a sense also tied to like decoupling from third-party services, so in our sense, it's thinking like from this point of view of the gather, right? As of now, there's no competitive game modes in the gather, right? So it's all co-op based. So what we're saying is that, if Full Send Studios disappears, right, and we've released the gather and people are playing it, and our servers go down because we've dissolved as a company or whatever, you can still play the gather and you can still play with your friends. That's kind of where it's going, because if it relies on us being a company, who knows where that's going to be 10 years down the road,
Yeah. So obviously there are a couple downsides to that, but we definitely think that so I guess the point of the education session is that certainly anything that we release, as far as we can tell, will be DRM free. Like I said, there are a couple downsides to that, such as easier to pirate your game at that point, but we just think that the upsides absolutely outweigh the downsides. So yeah, I just think that's something that a lot of people that are in the industry care about. So go on record saying that this is how it's going to be with us. So yeah, you have anything else you want to add? Got it wrapped up. Excuse me. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our weekly segments then. I think that's pretty much all I got. So I don't think we saw any movies this week. So the movie of the week is just a movie that I had watched at home this week, because I remembered how good it was. So this is gonna be The Wolf of Wall Street. If you've never seen it, I'm Jonah Hill. Darren is Leo, and we're gonna be.
I like that I'm Leo in that movie.
I just think it's fitting. I mean, one of us has to be Leo. You know what I mean? And I feel like I just fit the character of Jonah Hill a lot better.
I feel like you just fit Jonah Hill, not necessarily the character.
I'd take that as a compliment, honestly. Look at Jonah Hill, man. He's balling out. If I had Jonah Hill's life, I'd be happy. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have to, work and stuff like that. So it'd be pretty nice. It'd be pretty cool. I mean, he's like one of those people that like, he's like one of those big people that you see at a party and, you just get lit. You know what I mean? He's just like, he's the go-getter. And I respect that, dude. And that's what I aspire to be. I aspire to be Jonah Hill. I really do. I don't know why you're Leo. You just are. Because, like I said, someone has to be Leo. So, anyway, basically the moral of the story is we're going to be billionaires probably from the gather within the next 2 years. So, I just like from time to time to watch that movie to, remind myself what my life's going to be like coming up here pretty soon. So, good movie. Well, I probably won't be doing Quaaludes. Probably not going to do that. I'd rather not, I'd rather not just watch my life go down in a fiery ball because of drugs, but it'd be nice to have a lot of money. That's for sure. I think Darren can attest to that too. So,
yeah.
So game of the week, we're going to move on here. Yeah, the game of the week, we didn't play anything this week. We played a little bit of Overwatch. So game of the week is The Hunt. It's pretty lit. You can do damage in it now. It's pretty sweet. Also The Gather. So those
you
are
can do
games.
damage in more ways than in The Gather than you can in The Hunt. Come on. Step it up, Cody.
Okay, well, you've been working on your thing for how long? And I've spent all week
Dude,
trying to figure out,
my mom in chat with that Leo impression. Have you
Oh,
seen
yeah.
that? You remember that?
No, I don't think I've ever
The
seen
video
this.
on YouTube? Have you ever seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
No, I haven't.
So for those of you that don't know, What's Eating Gilbert Grape is, I don't know when it came out, but it's like an early Leo movie.
Okay.
He plays like a mentally retarded kid
Oh yeah.
and stuff. And when I was
It's on your YouTube.
when I was like, I don't even know, like 13 maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere between 12 and 15. I don't know.
Gotcha. Prime years.
I did this impression of him, like his character in that movie, and it was pretty like
Really?
spot on.
Really? Yeah. I'll definitely have to check that out. That sounds pretty lit, my dude.
I mean, if you haven't seen the movie and know who I'm impersonating,
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like I'm just retarded, but
Well,
you know,
jeez, dude, TOS, dude. Watch that word, man.
you know.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna have to. Can you link that in chat, Darren's mom? I definitely want to give that a watch at some point. Anyway, for the final weekly segment, we got Tech of the Week. So I needed a new monitor, right? I've started doing the game development and the streaming and all that kind of stuff. So I need a new monitor, right? I kind of wanted one, like I knew I wanted a 2K monitor, right? Like that's pretty much standard for, kind of doing anything in general, really. Like everything is standardized for 2K pretty well, and it's just the best. That's basically it. The problem is monitors are really expensive for what they are. Like the prices just seemingly have not really gone down, even though like
They've gone up significantly.
yeah, even though like 4K monitors exist, like they really haven't driven the prices of like lower quality monitors down, and even though like 240 hertz monitors are a thing, it really hasn't driven the price down 144 and 60 hertz. So it's kind of rough to find like a decently priced monitor, but I did just that. So I found, and it's called the Acer XG270HU. It's a red 27-inch 1ms response time, 144 hertz monitor. It is 2K. It has AMD FreeSync, which is basically like the competitor to G-Sync. I think it's just standardized across like DisplayPort rather than whatever. So yeah, anyway, it's a good monitor. The price went back up, but I still think it's a pretty decent price. So I'll link it in chat for you guys. So I paid $279. There was a promo code, so I paid $279 for it. It's currently at where's that? $357. I wouldn't say that that's necessarily a great deal. I still think it's a pretty decent deal for what it is. It's tough to meet you and watch the whole podcast. Understandable, Matador. Always nice seeing you in chat, my dude.
Catch it on YouTube.
Absolutely, yeah. Shout out the YouTube. I think we got one new sub this week, dude. Pogs. But yeah, understandable.
Our YouTube's gonna be popping off with the new camera.
Yeah, with the new camera, we're probably gonna be doing some motion capture stuff here soon. There's gonna be lots of new content coming your way, so it's gonna be a pretty lit time. So anyway, what was I saying? Tech of the week. So the monitor's pretty good. I like it a lot. I now have 3 monitors. So it's gonna make streaming a lot better. I have a new keyboard that I'm getting adjusted to as well. If you've ever heard of it, it's an ErgoDox, so it's kind of a lot different than a regular keyboard. So getting adjusted to that. So if you watch any of the development streams this week and I accidentally hit enter instead of backspace, just kind of leave it. Try not to talk too much trash. Other tech of the week, Nvidia cards. So if you don't know, I think at Gamescom, where did they release that?
I don't know where. Well, they've been. I mean, they announced the cards, but they've been talking about real-time ray tracing for a few months now.
Yeah. they did the whole what was that video? Like was it Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of the first hint that they were going to be putting that kind of stuff out. So you know a little bit more about, well, you know a lot more about how this technology is going to work. So if you just want to talk about ray tracing and why it's probably not going to matter for a while anyway.
Yeah. So if you're into gaming and whatnot, you've no doubt heard about the new GTX 2000 series graphics cards. Those are good and bad, right? So they're good because they're definitely, an advancement in technology, but real-time ray tracing is not so these cards use something called RTX, which is developed by Nvidia. It's proprietary, only Nvidia has it. So, AMD cards can't utilize it. Intel HD graphics or whatever can't utilize it.
Omega Wall.
But it's only on Nvidia cards. Now, that being said, Microsoft makes DirectX, right? So they have implemented ray tracing inside of DirectX, which does not use RTX, right? And I don't know exactly how it works. I don't know that much about it, but it basically is independent of a specific hardware. So, if you don't have a card that supports hardware ray tracing, it's going to fall back on using compute shaders, which is how it's been done in the past.
Yeah.
So, it'll work on AMD cards that don't have that tech. It'll work on older cards. It'll utilize everything. Whereas, if you develop specifically for the Nvidia RTX, it's only going to work on that, right?
Yeah.
So they're good and bad because they are, good advancements in technology. But when you really look at these cards and you compare the specs to the 1000 series, they're not much better, right? When you talk about specs, they have the new architecture for ray tracing and everything, so it's gonna be interesting because there's no benchmarks out yet.
Yeah,
we don't. This is all just speculation of what Nvidia said. So I would not buy one of the Founders Editions. I would not buy this card right now. It definitely, unless you're like, super into game development and you want to learn about the new technology and everything, that's a little bit of a different story. But if you're a gamer looking to get a new card, if you're in the market for a new card and you're okay with spending that much money on it, I'm not going to say it's a bad card to get, right? But if you're just, you have a decent card, let's say you have a 1070 right now or a 980 Ti or whatever, it's not worth you shelling out $1,200 to buy the 2080 Ti right now. It's just not. They're not going to be as groundbreaking as you might think for games. You're going to get slightly better lighting out of it. That's about it. It's going to be a little bit more performant too. I'm not going to say that it doesn't have slightly better specs than the previous generations, but it's not worth the difference in price by any means, in my opinion. So, I mean, we'll see more when the benchmarks come out and stuff, but I really don't think it's going to be that great.
Well, I mean,
I do think the technology is great, and I think that you give it, another couple years, maybe 2 more generations, and it'll be a lot better. But the thing is, games don't support it yet. It's not supported by graphics libraries like OpenGL or Vulkan or DirectX yet. So it's hard to be utilized right now, and it's going to take a little bit more time before it really sets in.
Yeah.
So
I think I will add though that like obviously if you are in the market for a new card, like Darren was saying, like these aren't bad cards, right? Like they're still going to be faster than their predecessors. So I wouldn't necessarily say don't get them. I definitely also say wait to see what happens to the market of the current cards, right? Because if it drives down the price of a 1080 Ti, just get a 1080 Ti. You know what I mean? And so we'll have to see what happens with that. And we also just have to wait for benchmarks, right? Like Darren was saying, everything's speculative. I mean, Nvidia says that the 2080 is going to be like, I think I saw today that they said it's going to be like 50% better, faster than the 1080.
Yeah, and when you get down to
I
the
don't know.
specs of it, when you really look at like what it's got in it,
Yeah.
not even a little bit
Yeah.
is it
So
going to be that much faster.
So I don't know. I mean, it's a new
Um,
architecture though. Like it's hard to judge
Yeah.
exactly how good it's going to be.
There's no way.
I mean, you said that before and been wrong, so I guess we'll see.
Um,
I can't wait in 6 months when the 2080 is 50% better than the 1080, and when Google's streaming games to a console. I can't wait to just go back and look at the old podcasts and be like, well, they did it. They didn't do it well, but they did it. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things we'll have to see once the benchmarks come out.
But you also have to think too, all these demos that they've had at these conventions and when they've released stuff, it's all for their new RTX series of cards. But you got to think they're not doing that stuff on a 2080 Ti.
No.
They're doing that stuff on a like $12,000 Quadro.
Yeah.
Right. They're not making those demos or showing any demos of the actual consumer grade cards.
No.
They're using the $8,000 plus professional workstation cards.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good point as well. So yeah, like I said, it's definitely just something we're gonna have to see because we don't know enough about the architecture to make good judgments, and the only way to really make a good judgment is to wait for benchmarks. Because everything up until this point is speculative. But we'll move on. So I did want to talk about, gosh, it's Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper Cherry, by the way. Oh gosh. Sponsor us, dude. It's pretty good stuff. I wanted to talk about League of Legends. I'm not sure if it's a meme or not, like embracing a meme. But they are, if it is, it's pretty good. So basically they are partnering with a blood bank. I'm not sure exactly. It's a not-for-profit blood bank that if people donate blood, they get a skin in I'm dying in the game. Oh, goodness gracious, dude, I'm falling apart at the seams. It's not looking great for us right now, honestly. It was a hassle to get the podcast going by 6 o'clock. Like it was, yeah, like you can't see it right now. I knocked this It poster off the wall right before we started, and the top of the frame fell off. Luckily, we just decided you can't see it, but now you know. Now you know it. I mean, it's been a hard time. It's been a really hard time. But we knew we had to get back on here today because we missed you guys. We weren't here last Sunday, and we had to get back. We had to. It's really not looking good for me. We had to come back to the community, so we made it happen. That's what we do here at Full Send Studios. We make stuff happen. Like I said earlier, maybe not well, but we make it happen. Okay, so that's all that matters. Anyway, on this note, if this is a meme, right? So obviously, like the meme is like EA is just gouging people with microtransactions, and now what is it? Riot Games. Now Riot Games is literally gouging you for in-game content. So that's pretty lit.
I don't know that that's them embracing the meme. I think that's them trying to give people to donate blood.
Yeah, I mean probably, but like
it's like
I like to think,
I think it's similar to the Pink Mercy skin.
Yeah, probably. But like also you could kind of say that that's a meme, like everyone, everyone in the. I don't want to dive into it too much, but if you play video games, like you've probably at some point heard someone say this is cancer. You know what I mean? There's literally a term in Overwatch called cancer comp. Like I want to just think that these things are slightly memes just because it makes it a bit more funny, but it's also obviously for a really good cause, which is important too. It's nice to see. I don't know, like I feel like obviously I don't know, but I feel like more and more like video game companies are starting to do this kind of stuff where they offer like in-game content for supporting like a cause.
You know what an interesting one is? I don't know if you ever heard anything about this. I know you're gonna roll your eyes when I mention it, but
Oh
RuneScape did something really
no.
well. Okay, they did something really interesting though with it. So obviously, RuneScape's pretty well known now for microtransactions and the like. But this was, I don't remember when they started it, a few years ago.
Yeah.
They started something called the Well of Goodwill. I don't know if it's in old school or not. But basically it was a
I
thing.
have no
So
idea.
you could put in-game money into it, right?
Right.
And based on, I don't know what the rate was or anything, but basically Jagex donated to some charity. I don't remember. They picked a charity or whatever. And
Yeah.
based on how much in-game wealth was, it basically just you put money in this thing and it's just gone. And you get, if you donate so much though, you get different titles for your character. So like if you donated like a couple billion, you got this title that said charitable or whatever. So that was like a sought after thing.
Hmm.
But I don't remember how much it was, quite a bit. It was like a couple million that they ended up donating off of it.
Really?
But they've ran it a couple times since they did it the first time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was it helped the game a lot because they really did it because the game needed a way to remove gold from the game.
That's what I was just about to ask. Like, is that also an economic, like,
Yes.
restabilization?
By far, yeah,
That's
because it got
smart.
rid of a lot of gold.
That's really, actually really smart.
Hmm.
You definitely run into, when you're talking about MMOs, you definitely run into that problem. Like, goodness, if you've ever heard of EVE Online, like, that game is unplayable for a new person. Like, people have just put
Hmm.
hundreds of thousands of dollars into their fleet, and it's just like, insane. It's unplayable if you haven't already been playing for a long time. But that's a really smart way of, kind of combating that, I suppose, rather than just stripping people of their money.
They've always had a lot of problems, or I guess I shouldn't say problems, but they've had to do a lot as far as managing how much gold comes into the game and how much leaves, and how many items come into the game,
Right.
and balancing the economy.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming, Mom. Much appreciated. Always having the support from the mothers, man. Feels good, man. Clap and chat. But yeah, that's definitely a nice thing. Nice thing to see. I'm a big fan of game studios doing stuff like that. I very much intend to have similar things integrated into my game, and I assume Darren has similar visions with the Gather as well to help out charitable foundations like that. So anyway, I guess while we're on MOBA
I should give a
talk,
quick interjection there while
go
we're
for it.
talking about supporting charities with their games. Hey, Humble Bundle.
Oh yeah, dude.
We're doing the same thing. Come on, guys.
Humble Bundle, dude. Come out and support, man. That's kind of a little inside thing. So here pretty soon we're gonna be looking to try to get a publisher for the Gather. Again, as we said before, I guess we probably could have hit on this earlier, but as we said before, our vision for the Gather is one that's pretty expansive, and the reality behind that is we just don't have the money to support that. So we're looking, hopefully, for a publisher that will. We're only going to go with a publisher that allows us to maintain the IP, and continue to have our own creative vision for the game, and Humble Bundle is that. So we're very much interested in partnering with them if if it ever comes down to it. That would be the golden publisher, I think, the one that we definitely would shoot for. And the best case situation, I suppose. I don't know if we're going to go the publisher route with the Hunt. Again, that's just something that we kind of have to see where it goes, but excuse me. So yeah, so that's kind of what that little ha-ha moment was about. So anyway, while we're on the good old MOBA talk, because apparently that's just what we are now, I did want to talk about the Dota 2 tournament. So obviously, oh my gosh, dude, it's really not looking good. So obviously, Dota and League, have have really really large communities, and they've been that way for a few years now. So it's always kind of crazy to see the numbers they're pulling and stuff when they have like their world championships and stuff like that, which Dota 2 just had theirs. So a little bit of statistics behind it. I've never played Dota. Don't know much about it. I did play League quite a bit.
I tried to play Dota once.
How'd it go?
No.
Yeah. I used to play League a lot when I was younger. I remember playing on my little Toshiba with Intel HD 3000, dude.
Remember when I fixed that?
What? Oh yeah, when the screw came off from like whatever the hinge that attached the monitor to the keyboard, it was getting pretty bad.
And you thought it was just broken.
Yeah, I was like, it's just game over. Took it to Best Buy. They were like, it's gonna be at least $30, probably more. We're gonna have to see what happens after we ship it out. It'll be like 2 weeks. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna talk to one of my friends before I decide to do that and see what he can do. And he comes over and he's just like, oh, like, you don't need this screw on the back. Just take this one out and put it in the corner. I was like, okay. We did that, and he's like, I'm just like, do you want any money? And he's like, nah, man, just buy me some chicken nuggets. So pretty solid deal, man. Never forget that. That was pretty funny, man.
Gotta get the nuggets.
It's
dude.
all about the nugs, dude. Secure those nugs. Secure those tendies. On the other hand, let's jump topics really quick. Oh no, Dota 2. Let's hit on this before we jump topics. Secure those tendies, dude. Shout out Wall Street Bets. All about securing those tendies. So anyway, Dota 2. Like I said, didn't play it. Played a lot of League when I was younger. So I kind of get they're very similar games. Anyway, this tournament, this is insane to me. $25 million tournament. I don't know if that's what the winner got, or if that's like the cash pool. Let me see if I can find it somewhere. I'm not sure, but either way, that's just insane. Mm-hmm. Also, the peak viewers. So obviously they have a few different channels because this is a very popular game in a multitude of countries and different languages and stuff. So I wish I kept this link up. But basically, the peak concurrent viewers across all those channels were 15 million, just under 15 million. That's just insane to me. Like Overwatch League.
Just for a comparison, do you know how many viewers like the Super Bowl gets live?
Oh, let's take a look.
I mean, I'm sure that it's like no comparison, but I'm just curious what the.
Let's see. 103 million.
Okay, that's not that far off.
No,
it's closer than what I thought it would be.
So let me see here. I mean, when you consider that,
although
honestly,
I'll bet the I don't even know what it's called, but whatever the Super Bowl equivalent of soccer
World
gets
Cup.
way more.
Yeah, let's take a look.
That's probably the most viewed.
That's
thing.
Probably like 1 billion, I bet. 2018 viewers. Oh, where to type?
Gonna have to bring that Ergodox up here.
Yeah, dude, it's getting bad. Let's see. This is annoying. Wow. Okay, so this was. Oh no, wait. Okay, I think this is the 2010 one. It's just the article that came up. The in-home television coverage of the competition reached over 3.2 billion people. That's insane. I wonder how much an ad costs.
That's
during that.
Like almost half the world's population.
It's like 48%. That's insane. Like, I don't know. Is that a good thing? Like, maybe.
I mean, people are going to be watching. That many people are going to be watching The Hunt, so.
Yeah, that's pretty true. That's like the number thing is a meme, right? But we've definitely kind of played with the idea of doing a competitive scene for that. Darren, are you literally falling asleep?
No.
You look pretty tired, my dude. Are you sure you're all right?
Yeah.
All right, dude.
I'm good, dude.
So that's something that I think we definitely want to look after. I know we keep jumping back and forth, but a competitive scene in that game we think could be really, really good, just because that's already kind of the nature of the game. Is this really competitive kind of feel? So that is almost certainly going to be a thing that happens.
Dude, I just had a really good idea for a game though.
For a game?
Yeah. I'm just gonna shoot here for a minute. If you've ever played Payday, the bank robbing game, or well, there's a lot of other stuff in it besides that, but that's what it started out as.
Right.
What if you had a competitive bank robbing game, like my team goes to rob this bank at the same time that your team goes to rob this bank? Who's gonna rob the bank?
Really, dude? That'd be kind of cool, dude. A lot of sabotage and stuff.
Yeah.
Would you be able to just kill the other people?
Probably.
That'd be pretty sweet. You two need to man up if you're gonna be serious podcasters. Wait, what did I say?
Probably whining about being asleep.
Oh, isn't there a movie like that?
What?
Probably that's what your mom said. Probably. I mean, here's the problem. I'm pretty awake. I'm doing all right, but Darren woke up 3 hours ago, 2.5.
What time is it? I don't even know. I don't remember when I woke up.
It was you woke up the first time at 4:30, and then you passed back out until about 5. I mean, it happens to the best of us. It really does. I mean, the amount of times in the morning, I set my alarm to wake up at 5 o'clock when I work first. I don't get out of bed until 5:20, at least, and I just keep telling. I go back to sleep for 3 minutes. That's the wildest justification I have. It's dude, I really need this 3 minutes of sleep. Do you ever do that when you first wake up for work or something, and just be even if it doesn't? Well, we do our best, give it our all. We're here, which is more than we could say about last week. Try with preschoolers for 10 hours a day. Pass. I'm good on all that. I'll pass on that. That sounds like a hassle that I don't care enough about, really. Just being honest, but I respect the people who do it, because I'm definitely not cut out for that kind of stuff. What were we even talking about? It's starting to oh yeah, Dota. So really the only reason we're talking about Dota is because there's an article that kind of references Elon. So if you guys tuned in, I don't know if you guys watched the Dota stuff, but they did so they have bots that are AI that are programmed to play Dota or whatever, and they pit them against humans, right? The humans won, so we're still superior for now. That's good news. But but anyway, oh my gosh, dude, it's bad, dude. It's really not looking good. So anyway, these bots are developed by a nonprofit research company called OpenAI, which is partially funded by our boy. Our boy obviously references the GOAT, Elon. So that's pretty much the only reason we talked about Dota. Darren, are you okay?
I'm doing just fine.
Oh my god. Go vomit and get it over with. I've been there before, I'll tell you that much. Well, just send it, man. Just gotta send it. Oh, dude, we're going downhill quick, dude. We cooked through these topics, dude. We gotta.
Did we? It's the opposite of every other week.
Yeah, dude. We're just eating through these topics right now. I mean, granted, a lot of these topics are gonna be pretty long discussions, but man, are we just cooking? It doesn't help that where's the rest of our viewers, honestly? Like normally we dedicate about half an hour of podcast to just talking to a viewer, or viewers. So, I mean, anyway, we're going to keep carrying on. What was I going to say? So, next up, do you have anything you want to add? Dota talk? Do you like Dota, dude? Should we play a game of Dota tonight and just see how it is? How do you think it's going to go? I'd play League.
Dude, I guess I can comment on the OpenAI thing.
Okay, yeah, go for that.
So,
go for that.
Resident
Sleeper.
Basically, we keep developing AI, and the Gather isn't going to be a game. That's where we're headed.
You need to calm down with that kind of stuff now. Are you kidding me? Dude, it almost got real bad before the podcast started. Like 3 minutes before the podcast started, I was like, "Oh my god, I forgot to take my pizza out of the oven." Like it would still be in there right now if I didn't go down there.
Oh yeah.
Step away from the pop. I'm gonna die if I don't have any pop. Okay. I mean, unless she's talking to you, because you have pop too. You have Sprite.
Okay, but I'm not over there vomiting.
Dude, that just messes with me, dude. It's not my fault. That carbonation just
It is because you're drinking it.
Well, I'm forced to, man. It's the companies, dude. All those advertisements, they force me to drink.
Dude, that's something we could hit on for a minute.
Hit on that.
I don't understand.
He's about to get tilted, dude.
I don't understand why, like, Coke and Pepsi and, these Walmart, Amazon, why do they need to advertise? Like, what person on earth doesn't already know that exists, right? Like, why do they need? I mean,
oh gosh,
and I get like a little bit of advertising, but like, if I had to guess, what do you think? Like, 30% at least of their budget goes to marketing?
Oh no, I don't think that much.
Really?
Do you think that they're only spending 70% on like R&D and actual inventory?
Yeah.
No, there's no way. I don't think that's true at all. There's no way.
I mean,
it's probably high.
Think
but
about
30%.
What thing is more advertised than pop?
Well,
right? I don't think there's anything.
Yeah.
Coke and Pepsi advertise like crazy, right?
Yeah.
And so think about it. A video game, the average AAA video game spends 75% of its budget on marketing.
Yeah.
Okay, and if they're marketed more than that, I mean, I don't know how much a primetime ad costs at the Super Bowl, but
oh yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
Like, it just seems crazy unnecessary to me because like,
maybe
if you haven't heard of Coke, then you
definitely
live in an area where Coke is unavailable. I mean,
well, yeah, that's probably a good point. But I also think like advertisements are like, there are a lot of times that I will just buy stuff because I saw an ad for it. Stuff that I already know exists. I feel like you probably have done the same at some point.
No.
Yes, you have. You're full of it then. What was that?
I don't even know what that was.
What was that noise?
Is there a cat in here?
Was that not you?
No, I don't know what that was.
Dude, it's starting to get bad. We're going to have to move out or something. Because we're at Dan's game. Dan's game. You're only using that emote because you like XQC now, okay? Turn this out. Probably. Dude, that did sound like a little Carlos. Like,
I know.
Well. Oh, God. Watch out. Watch out. I've always used Dan's game. No, you have not. Run away. New Black Ops 4 PC trailer. Yeah. That's the thing that happened this week.
Why do they still make Call of Duty?
Because they still make like probably $100 million.
Remember when Call of Duty was good? Let's make Call of Duty great again.
Okay. We got Fix PUBG.
Fix
now,
COD.
Now coming soon to an ISP near you. Fix COD. No, dude.
You can't fix that.
Dude, here's the thing. Call of Duty was only good because of our age. They remastered Modern Warfare. It was the same game. How much did you play it?
Well, that's because the Xbox is garbage.
Okay, here we go.
If I could play the remaster on PC, it'd be a little different.
Yeah, that's
but
really fair.
I mean, you played Modern Warfare 2 with me that one day, 2 months ago, and we had to use a controller on a 360.
Yeah, dude.
And I don't think either of us hit anything.
No.
And I'm a hit scan main in Overwatch.
Yeah, that's hard to argue with. It was horrible, dude. It was really, really bad. Sometimes I miss the old days of when I was just, real good with a controller. Then I remember how much I don't care about consoles at all, and I go sit next to my computer and just cuddle up with it. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So,
his computer's name is Elizabeth, by the way.
Well, but you can't hit anything with a mouse.
Joke's on you. I use mouse keys.
Wow, dude.
Joysticks are where it's at.
Yeah, dude. Pretty true. And those little mouses with the ball.
Those little mice.
Yeah, those little mice.
You said mouses.
It's all the same, dude. This is America. I don't have to worry about grammar in America. Okay, Trump said so. No, dude. The real meta is just holding your mouse like this and using this sensor with your finger over top to aim. Have you ever seen that before, dude? That's a thing that people do, on.
Dude, have you seen that game that's where they press the keys and they draw?
Yeah, dude, I watched that the other
crazy.
Day.
There's this game, I don't even remember what it's called, but basically, if you have your keyboard, right, you gotta press buttons on your keyboard while you draw shapes with your other hand,
and it's so fast.
And I mean, it's not
doodling.
Yeah, it's
it's pretty bad, dude.
Yeah, it's
pretty
crazy.
hard,
it's like
man.
Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
But that,
I feel like these people that post videos of it are hackers. They have to.
Oh,
be.
yeah.
They
have
some
robotic
of these things
hands.
are just they're just going in, and I'm just there's no way. Are you going right to sleep after this?
No.
Really?
I'm staying up all night.
Oh, we'll see about that. We'll see. Call of Duty. Oh my god, dude, I do miss the old days. But I feel like if Call of Duty came out today, we wouldn't like it. If MW2 came out today, we probably wouldn't play it. Probably.
It's hard to say because it's a different climate now than what it was, I think. Yeah. Gaming is a different industry than what it was when Modern Warfare 2 came out, I think.
Oh, 100%.
So it's hard to say, but I think that if Modern Warfare 2 came out right now, I would enjoy playing it because it's very different than most games right now.
Yeah. Is it?
Yes.
How?
There's no microtransactions.
Hard to argue with.
That's number one.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair, but
it's just
there wasn't even a system in place for microtransactions.
I don't know. It just feels like games now, a lot of popular games. When I look Battlefield, and I'm talking the big name games, right? Obviously, there's some exceptions to this, like Overwatch, and that's about it. But Battlefield, Call of Duty, what are the other ones? Like Battlefront, all these big titles from Activision and EA and stuff. Yeah. They just, I don't know. They're not fun, right? it's just the same thing reiterated on over and over again,
I mean,
and it's not really fun anymore. But I'm saying if that was, if it wasn't Call of Duty 5020 that's coming out, and it was Modern Warfare 2 coming out today, having been at the same line of games that it was at the time, if that makes sense, I think that it would do well.
Maybe. It's hard to say. I mean, if it came out today, it would be monetized. It'd be microtransaction to hell, probably.
Well,
But if we're just assuming that the same there's a lot of assumptions that have to happen. We have to assume that it is the same game, but not the same game, because graphics that came out like that today would just be a lull moment,
Yeah.
But yeah.
You remember when Halo was good?
Yeah.
Can you tell that I watched season 20 of South Park?
I remember. Dude, it is rough. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still think, I still like the direction that games are going, I think. Generally speaking. I mean, I think there are more niche games than there were back then.
I dislike the direction that the large games are going. Like EA and EA.
Mostly EA, yeah.
Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Is just bad at making games.
Yeah.
Not that their games are morally corrupt, they're just bad at making games.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because they're stories. Yeah, Grant, we're gonna be talking about that a little bit. It's unfortunate because I wouldn't say that they're the whole process of them making games are bad, right? But it's just did they make Watch Dogs?
No.
Who made Watch Dogs?
Yes, they make Watch Dogs.
That was probably the biggest flop of a game ever. But I'm just looking at a list of their games right now. Far Cry 5 is a good game. Rainbow Six I enjoy. The whole South Park thing.
South Park was made by Obsidian though.
Oh, okay.
Ubisoft published it, but
gotcha. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's been rough for them. The whole Assassin's Creed series has gone pretty far downhill. Stuff like that. But I mean, I still think there are people putting out really good games. I just think that, we're kind of at a point where all your blinks take 3 seconds.
Really?
Yeah. It's pretty
I feel
strange.
like they don't.
It's pretty long, dude. Pretty long. But, I mean, I think there are still good games, right? I just think that games change as people change. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't really have much to say beyond that. I mean, we're never gonna have the perfect game. You know what I mean? Because that's just not a thing that exists.
We will together.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're always gonna have one person that's gonna have a complaint about anything you do.
Nah, it completes everyone.
Your game's free. I really can't get behind a game that's free. It just makes it feel cheap. I saw that on a Steam game one time, in the comment section. Just come on. What does that even mean?
I honestly, I don't think the free games do well on Steam. I think the free games do well, but not on Steam.
Yeah.
Unless you've made a name for yourself in other ways.
Maybe.
If you're just a free game, marketing pretty much solely through Steam.
Yeah.
Not gonna do well.
Yeah, exclusively
because
through Steam,
I scroll through Steam and I see free games and I'm like, cash grab, bad game.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, I agree. I mean, and the majority of the free games you get now are just MMOs. And they're all the same thing, man. Remember that one? What was that one game called that we played that one night? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was honestly kind of cool. It was whatever, but it was kind of cool. I don't remember
the
what it was
name
called.
of it.
That was a pretty rough night. I remember that for sure. But yeah, I don't even have that game installed anymore. I'm pretty sure. I uninstalled it after that night. But it was pretty memey for sure. It was this oh god, gosh, I don't even know why we played it. Was it just because I was like, look at this game? I think that
Probably,
was,
yeah.
when I was poor and didn't want to pay any money for games and wanted someone to hop on the free-to-play train with me.
Yeah.
So, what do we have next, dude? What do we have next? Overwatch's new animated short. Oh, by the way, quick note while I'm thinking about it, we're gonna work on being able to play clips again because I really feel like that improves the podcast. Honestly, just being able to watch stuff. As long as it's not whatever Bandai Pokemon, because apparently they just insta-ban or they insta-strike you if you upload anything that is in relation to them. So, and also we'll just never resolve your dispute. I mean, it's okay. I'm really not that upset about it. I'm pretty upset. Anyway, so with that being said, Overwatch's new animated short, it was okay. It was good for, if I've never seen any of their other ones, but their other, like the Reinhardt one, is the one that particularly comes to mind, and the Hanzo and Genji one are just both real top tier,
The Tracer Widow one in
Yeah,
King's Row is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, so the rest are just really good. I thought this one was still good. Just maybe, I think it was a bit shorter. Just seemed like it didn't have the same, like, kind of emotional, I guess, appeal. I don't know, to the character, really.
It didn't really feel like. I don't know. So the other shorts and stuff, right? They really built a story around a character, right?
Yeah.
And they really expanded the universe of Overwatch. I don't feel like this did that, right? This didn't make me, when Diva does something, or just everything surrounding Diva in that short, she just doesn't feel like she does anything, right?
Yeah.
Like she's kind of just there. I don't know. There's just nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
don't really know what I'm trying to say, but it's just.
I was kind of interested in her little helper too. I don't know if we've ever seen him before.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe that's
I don't know if maybe he's been in some comics.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Chad, thanks for the penny, dude. Appreciate it. Well, PayPal's gonna take 30% of that, so it's 0.0070 now. Feels life, man. Okay, well, so let's hit on this. So you actually sent me this article, the Super Mario creator thing. So if you want to hit on this,
I don't even remember what that article
so
actually
let's
said.
see here. Legendary. So the video game designer of Super Mario, and Donkey Kong has a word of advice for today's industry: stop nickel and diming users. I'm going to do my best. Shigeru Miyamoto said Nintendo company is exploring different ways of charging people for games, shunning their free-to-play model that's become a moneymaker in the $140 billion gaming sector. Instead, he called on his peers to deliver titles at fixed prices without overcharging players, which will create more sustainable businesses over the long term, which, I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with, but I'm also not going to argue with someone that is as rich as him. I mean, he probably knows more than I do.
Why do you not agree with him?
Well, I just think that other places have shown that that's not necessarily the case. I mean, Epic obviously comes to mind. You just release a game for free and it does well.
Okay, but I think he's so I don't know that he's talking about the quick financial success of a game, right? Because I think that Fortnite is dying down. It might not be. It definitely doesn't have the growth that it did, right?
Right.
And I think that I think it's gonna die down fairly quickly. At some point, there's gonna be a new game come out, and then Fortnite will be a thing of the past, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think that he's more speaking towards creating a sustainable business where, you're known for quality games, right? Right. So, he made, that article says that he made Mario, but he made Zelda as well. When a new Mario game comes out, people buy it. When a new Zelda game comes out, people buy it. People buy a console just to play the game. Like people who otherwise would not use any Nintendo consoles, if a new Zelda game comes out for a new Nintendo console, they go buy the console to play the game. Yeah. Right? Nobody's gonna do that for Fortnite.
You don't think?
No.
Disagree. How many people are buying a Samsung phone right now to get that skin? The answer is a lot.
I don't even know what that is.
Samsung has an exclusive deal with Epic that if you buy their S9, you get a Galaxy skin in the game. And that's the only way you can get the skin. The amount of people that are buying them exclusively for that are really high.
Well, that's just dumb.
So I'm more just saying that I think you're wrong.
If there's ever anything like that in any of our games, just shut down the company. I'm done.
Yeah. Money's money, man. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's kind of messed up. $900 skin. That's pretty silly. You want to talk about real sellout? You make someone pay $1,000 for a skin, whatever the phone's gonna cost. I assume it's probably something like that. But
I got like a $700 knife skin for CS:GO.
Oh once. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Let's see. I'm kind of curious.
I had these skins for CS:GO that weren't worth much. I think they were like a couple dollars or something, and I sold them and then opened other boxes with that. And I opened the one knife box that has knife skins in it, and Ian was there, and Ian has played a good bit of Counter-Strike, and I don't play it at all.
Yeah.
And he's like, Darren, if you get that knife, I'm like, there's no way, but that'd be lit. And then I got that knife, and it was the rarest knife that there is.
Well, so I'm trying to find monthly users on Fortnite.
I don't know that I've ever really seen much like statistics about that stuff for Fortnite.
Yeah, I don't really know where you go to look. The first website I clicked on, they wanted you to buy it. Have you ever heard of this game, Dungeon Fighters Online?
No.
Apparently it is the #1 grossing PC title by July 2018.
What is it called?
Dungeon Fighter Online.
Dungeon Fighter Online.
Apparently.
It makes more money than Fortnite?
Way more. Fortnite's 5th on PC.
Really?
Yeah, you have Dungeon Fighter, League, Crossfire. I mean, 2 of these are almost certainly MMOs. The next one is Fantasy Westward Journey Online 2, and then Fortnite.
Huh. So Dungeon Fighter Online is a Korean game.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know if I can find any numbers on Fortnite. I'm curious though.
That Crossfire game, was released by Epic's parent company in China.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Does it look good?
I have no idea. It came out in 2007 and it's an FPS. So.
What? We might have to hop on that train.
I mean, literally, can you see my monitor? Look at this picture.
What?
It's Chinese Counter-Strike.
I searched Fortnite monthly players, and there's like a sponsored thing, and this guy is selling a top 500 Fortnite account with 28 skins, 19 black back blings, 16 pickaxes, and 19 gliders for $10,000. It says free shipping, no tax. Thank goodness. What would I do if I had to pay tax on that?
What would I do if I had to pay shipping on that?
I hate that this is... I have to pay for this. That's so dumb. Let me just see if I can... $49 per month for stats. Are you kidding me? What a joke. Anyway, I imagine that Fortnite is probably doing better than we anticipate. I bet their revenue is still going up.
Maybe.
By percentage. The only thing that I really saw that was relevant was that in July someone said that their revenue was up 2% from June.
Dungeon Fighter Online came out in 2005.
What are these games, dude? I feel like this site is not reliable.
There's no way that
Yeah,
this is... There is no... No one can possibly convince me that this is the highest grossing PC game. Look at image search of this game.
Hold on. I feel like this website is not reliable. Dude, no. Okay, hold on a second. So I search highest grossing PC games 2018. The first thing that comes up, 4 of 2018's best-selling PC games are at least 5 years old.
I just don't understand. Did you look up Dungeon Fighter Online?
No. Let me check it out.
Like, there's no way. You cannot convince me that this game makes that much money.
Dude, I would play the hell out of this
game. I'm not saying I wouldn't play it. I'm sure it's kind of fun, but it just doesn't... You cannot convince me that this makes more money than Fortnite does.
Well, this is just on Steam. That's not... Why are statistics just so hard to find?
Are parents actually buying Fortnite t-shirts?
Yes. Okay, let's see.
That's something.
I wish... So there's a list of best-selling PC games, but not, like, that you can sort by year.
I guess if you're only counting PC, it's a little different, but...
Yeah.
I think Minecraft is still the top grossing game of all time.
Not grossing. That's GTA.
Oh, yeah.
It's the top selling.
Minecraft's top selling, right?
Yeah, 28 million. Where's GTA?
Minecraft has sold way more than 28 million.
On PC, it sold 28 million.
Oh, they've sold like over 150.
Yeah.
Oh, across everything, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, I lied. The number one best-selling game of all time belongs to Tetris.
Well, that's dumb.
170 million.
That's dumb.
I mean, who hasn't played Tetris?
It's still dumb.
Minecraft is number 2 with 144 million.
Okay, there's no way that this is right. GTA 5 has not only sold 2 million copies. There's no way.
No, it's 95 million.
Oh, I guess it's console, I guess. Man, is console really just that much more popular than PC is?
It depends on the game. I mean, console's got the general population.
Yeah.
I mean, PC gaming has an expensive initial cost.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's a good point. It's the Asians. Gosh darn it.
Wii Sports is the number 4 best-selling game of all time.
Because it came with every Wii.
PUBG up there, number 5.
Really?
50 million.
And where's Fortnite?
Fortnite has never sold any copies.
Oh, yeah. GG. I'd be interested to see how many downloads they have.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure that's something that we might be able to find. Might not be able to find monthly users. 125 million total players.
Duck Hunt is number 13.
That's awesome. That game's
and
great.
The original Super Mario Bros. Is number 6.
Well, oops, this is a video.
It's interesting how high up these old games are. The original Pokemon Red and Blue for the Game Boy is number 9.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see this here.
Nintendogs is number 21.
That's
I love
awesome.
this list, dude. Frogger's number 28, tied with Vice City.
Really?
Yeah. You remember Vice City? That was a good one.
Gosh darn it. I do remember though, yeah. Okay, let's actually hop on another topic here for a second. Dude, my head is throbbing. Okay, people trying to scam games. So this has probably been a thing as long as games have existed and the media getting free copies. But apparently this article was taken down. Oh no, I missed the 5. I'll make lol. Okay, so this is an article on Kotaku titled "People Keep Trying to Scam Their Way into Free Video Games." So as per usual, they start off with actual example of this happening. So while Sean Noonan announced the Steam release date for his game, an infinite runner called Jack Be Nimble, he started getting emails from people who
Be nimble.
Jack Be Quick, who wanted review copies. Normally, this would be great news for any developer. Getting enough attention from media outlets and streamers can pull a game from the dregs of Steam and turn it into a skyrocketing success, but something didn't seem right. My name is Lev, wrote one emailer, saying he worked for a Russian website called KG Portal. Our team of editors took a look at your game, Jack Be Nimble, and would like to make a review and feedback on it. For that, I want to ask for a few Steam keys for a review if you have such an opportunity. The email address was the biggest red flag. Why would someone working for the website KG Portal be using a Gmail account with that website's name in it rather than... So the email address is games.kgportal@gmail.com rather than an account from the website's domain. A quick search takes you to the actual KG Portal where an author's bio reads. All main ways of contacting me are listed here. Any requests in my blah, blah, blah. From any other emails should be considered spam. So basically, this is apparently a thing that's happening pretty frequently, and I'm kind of curious to see if this ends up happening. I mean, I'm sure something similar is going to happen at some point for us when we're releasing games.
So you know what's interesting? Kind of, this is a little bit of a tangent to that, but it's related. So the Steam keys thing, right? That's how they do it. You know, you can give out as many Steam keys as you want. You can generate unlimited amounts of them, right? So something that's interesting is Steam takes a 30% cut, right? If you sell a game for $1, you get 70 cents. Yeah. Steam gets 30. Some people have kind of circumvented that cut that Steam takes by just generating Steam keys and selling them through their own marketplace. So like when you buy a game on the Humble Bundle, you get a Steam key. Right. Steam doesn't get a cut of that sale. Right. But that's how a lot of like Kickstarter games do it. You know, if you purchase the Kickstarter or whatever, you get a Steam key. Yeah. But it is a way to circumvent Steam's cut that I think a lot of people are doing more now.
Is that like against their whatever?
It is, I think, to just directly sell Steam keys.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a gray area, and I think there's a lot of ways around it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that'll end up changing at some point because I think it's becoming more of a thing that people are doing.
Yeah.
But the and talking about the 30% cut, you know, we talked about on the last podcast Discord making their game store. Discord is also taking a 30% cut, the same as Steam. So I don't know anything about the Humble Store's cut. I don't know what they do, but I know Discord's gonna be taking a 30% cut, and you know, it's good and bad. You can make the argument that those places offer a lot, as far as exposure and systems and everything. But you then have to ask the question: is 30% too much, right? So, 30% is pretty standard in the industry, right? For a marketplace, for pretty much anything. Like the Unreal Engine marketplace used to be 70-30, and they went to 88-12.
Yeah.
I don't foresee that happening with Steam or anything like that, but
Yeah.
hopefully it does. I think
Nice.
it'd be nice because I think they'd still make plenty of money.
Oh. Yeah, obviously. To answer your question, even though the Humble store isn't pay what you want, we still are very adamant about supporting developers and charities. After deductions for payment processor fees, typically around 5%, the net revenue is split 3 ways: 75% to developers, 10% to charity, and 15% to Humble Bundle. So that is your answer. You're welcome.
That's pretty good though.
Yeah.
I mean,
you get 5% more your way, and 10% goes to charity. Seems pretty. I wonder how that works, like in taxes. So obviously, if you donate to charity, that's like a tax write-off. I wonder if that, like, if they claim that, or if you do. I feel like
they almost certainly do.
I feel like no one watching probably cares, but it's just a bit interesting.
Yeah.
So it's just a thought of mine. The investing talk title. Well, I'm not gonna say the title of what this is listed as, but Snapchat still sucks. Uninstall Snapchat.
Well, I don't care if you uninstall Snapchat now. I'm not shorting it anymore.
Yeah,
so
I probably will be soon though. I'm still bitter though. Still bitter. So anyway, so yeah, we kind of did this thing last week too, where we talked about our plays this week. Me and Darren did pretty well this week. So Darren, if you want to talk about your attendees, you can go ahead and kick off that.
Dude. I had those Target calls on their earnings report. They were at $83 when I bought. I bought $85 calls when they were at 83, and then they went up to almost 89. So it was a good day. It was a good day for me.
Right.
Got my tendies.
Got your tendies.
Yeah.
Got some karma.
I made back all the money that I lost on Snapchat and then some. So
right.
I wish I would have played Autodesk earnings, but
So let me just see here. I'm on Gmail right now looking up Autodesk.
They went up like $20.
Yeah. No, to see when I told you about it. I don't know if we talked about it on Hangouts. Doesn't look like it. But it was right before their earnings.
Yeah. I remember you talking to me.
I don't have to prove it, okay? Just have faith in me. Anyway, I'll talk about my plays though. So after the initial snap loss, I went back in, got some snap puts. So I went from 200 to 45.
Yeah.
On the snap, the original snap call. I went back in on some more snap puts, got up to about 70, 75. And then I took those into this week. So originally I was going to buy some calls on AMC, which is obviously the movie theater, on some news, that, what is it called? Movie Pass is dying again, even more than before. And that would have a pretty good reaction on AMC's shares. So I ended up doing that, playing around their earnings call, and they did well, and I made about another 40, so I got back to about 110. But the other play that I had considered making earlier in the week was there's an Autodesk. Excuse me, there was an Autodesk. You all right?
Yeah.
All right. Earnings call on, I believe, Thursday, maybe Wednesday. Nice, Ian. Sweet. So I very heavily considered playing that as well. I decided against it because I didn't know that much about it, didn't do any research, and it didn't come to fruition. Now, I'm gonna put a little link in chat here Let me see if I can find a good. Let me see if I can find a good thing.
For Autodesk?
Yeah.
I got you.
A good link.
I got it covered.
All right, nice. So anyway, basically when I was talking about buying the calls,
we're gonna see how well this works. That's Autodesk when they played earnings. So
yeah. So they were
the jump, so
they were at 136, I believe, before their earnings.
Yeah, they were about 136, 137, and then jumped to 157.
So I wonder. I was gonna buy the would that have been 24 calls?
Yeah.
What was that day?
824.
So
I don't think Autodesk had 824 calls. I think you had to go 831.
831, yeah, 831 calls. Let's see if I can just find this price. Is that a thing that you can do? Just find the price of a particular call? Or particular...
I can see it on my phone.
Okay. Because I can't find...
It doesn't show anymore. It's too close now.
That's annoying. Obviously it was a lot. You know, that's just how she goes. It probably would have been, what did we say, around $1,000 return for $100 investment, probably.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
So it feels bad, man. But that's life, you know what I mean? I went against my my motto to just send it, and it didn't work out in my favor this time. But you know, we'll come back, we'll secure those tennies, and we'll be big balling again here soon.
Yeah.
So probably not.
Yeah. Speaking of investing in the market, Tesla is not going private.
Tesla is not going private, dude. So Elon, I'm not really sure the initial reasoning. I think he just wanted to go private so he didn't have to deal with the crap
I mean,
anymore.
Tesla would certainly do better as a private company. It would be very hard to take it private. But I think that Tesla would do better as a private company because they have so much going against them.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that was the main reason, was he was just like, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, if you paid any attention to their stock this week, it was pretty bipolar, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
You know, you're up, then you're down. You're what's that song? You're up and you're down. Yes. And I'm pretty sure that's Taylor Swift that we just sang.
Pretty sure that's Katy Perry.
Is it Katy Perry?
Pretty sure.
Which one's worse?
Yeah, because it's called Hot and Cold, right? You're hot and you're cold. Hot and cold, right? I think. Yeah, dude, that's Katy Perry.
You're hot and you're cold. You're yes and you're no.
It's getting bad.
And you're...
I'd really get copy striked for that.
Yeah, that was pretty much a direct rip.
Nah, dude, it was a cover. That was. I mean, I guess I sound pretty much like Katy Perry.
Yeah,
so,
pretty much the same voice. I couldn't tell the difference, to be honest. What else do we got going on here? Oh, dude. So, have you ever heard of? Oh God, what is it? Who is it again? Let me see if I can find this video. I really wish we could watch this video. So Jay Leno has a YouTube series called Jay Leno's Garage, and he got in a 2020 Tesla Roadster.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I really wish we could watch this video on stream, because it is... This car looks... I just wanted to talk about this car. Like, we don't really talk cars, but this is, like, tech, and it's kind of cool. Yo, keep singing for my run, my dudes. Well, dude, this car is insane. Its 0 to 60 time is 1.9 seconds.
Yeah.
It has 3 motors. It's just... It's just cool.
I'm excited for the Tesla pickup.
The semi, dude.
No, the pickup.
No, the semi.
The pickup's going to have a 300,000 pound towing capacity, though, so why do you need a semi?
Well...
Most semis only haul 40,000 pounds anyways.
Jesus, that's... How much does the semi... Like, is there any info about the semi?
I don't know.
It looks like a regular semi, to be honest. The semi's pretty insane. 0 to 60 in, is this 20 seconds? With 80,000 pounds?
Yeah.
The zero's kind of like glitched up.
I mean, have you seen the Model X pulling stuff?
Yeah. Those videos are always fun. This is just dumb. Fuel savings, $200,000 expected. Like how I want to see what the hauling is. Like, is there?
I don't know that. So Elon has just kind of said that the pickup's going to have a 300,000 pound towing capacity.
Yeah.
But generally, when Elon says he's going to do something, it like happens. So,
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I
mean, they were talking about today how just like electric cars are just kind of better in most ways. Yeah. Like they're faster because I don't know the exact reason.
Well, they're just electric. They're just motor to axle. There's no transmission.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So they have way faster acceleration.
Yeah.
You don't have to shift. It's just
right.
It's just go.
Yeah. Go, gang. Yeah. So, yeah. So,
but I mean, on top of that, I mean, there's no oil changes. There's no.
Right.
There's significantly less maintenance.
Oh yeah, for sure. I did see that they're expanding their like mobile like car worker or like mechanic program, like doubling the size of it. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm excited for our Teslas and for like Elon to sponsor our game on the middle console of the next series of Tesla models.
The Gather coming to a Tesla near you, you know.
Can't wait, dude. It's gonna be pretty exciting. I feel like if it's gonna happen, like, you know, at least we're staying on track talking about them literally every week. So that's probably a good thing. So we really have two more kind of stories left that I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to start off with this. This is a pretty funny one. So there's a congressman. Let's see. Representative Duncan Hunter and his wife were charged with campaign finance fraud to the tune of $250,000, misused funds. Now, why are we talking about that here? Well, about $1,500 of this, this fraudulent exchange was on Steam games, so the campaign credit card.
I think it's funny because I've spent more than $1,500 on Steam.
Yeah. So that's so anyway, I mean, these guys are going to prison. But also, like, what a legend. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty okay with, like, I don't even know who our representatives are anymore. I didn't pay attention.
How many what?
Who our representatives are? I can't remember.
Like for Ohio?
Yeah. But, like, I'd be fine with them buying some Steam games with my tax money.
Well.
As long as they add me. Just, like, carry me, dude. Maybe they're, like, GM or something, dude. Who knows? Overwatch. Let's go, dude. Need to keep messaging him. Oh, yeah. Darren, are you okay? We only got night. Darren, you literally keep falling asleep.
I have not fallen asleep one time.
Yes, you have.
No. I haven't.
You haven't shifted the cameras in an hour.
Yes, I have.
The amount of times
I promise you I have. Well, I was on camera. The chat, tell him I was on camera.
Well, I believe that you were on camera, but...
I mean, I'm probably not doing it, like, as much as I normally do, but...
Yeah, it's okay, though, dude. I just want to make sure that you're not going to die sitting here, because we'll end the stream early. Like, if you're falling apart, dude, like... Well, I mean,
you're falling apart more than I am.
I'm fine, dude. I'm carrying this show. You haven't done anything.
You've been over there vomiting, like, the whole time.
At least I'm putting out some content. You're falling asleep. You don't normally... Oh.
Wow. I don't.
You were good for like 1 week.
Yeah.
And then,
It's rough. It's hard to keep track of, honestly,
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's why most people have someone that just does
Yeah.
that.
Dude, I feel like I have a tumor just right here. Like, the top of my head just hurts so bad. It has for, like, the last hour. It's probably because we're in this hot box, dude.
It's not even
It's
hot in here,
not
dude. It's, like,
95
pretty
degrees
comfortable in
at
here.
least. I'm literally, like moist. Like, my skin is all, like, not sweating really, but, like, whatever.
You're getting a little sassy, too.
Shout out our good friend Brittany.
Inside joke.
Yeah, he did take his AC. So it's we tried to move mine that's in my room kind of towards the door and turn it on, and it definitely helped, I think. But it's just a small little one. It's only really meant to cool like 300 square feet, I think. And it also doesn't help with the door closed at all. So, but it is what it is. We're getting through it. We're powering through as much as we can. So, at least the weather's getting like a lot better. Like if it was like this a month ago, it'd be miserable in here. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But are you okay? Why are you smiling? What are you smiling at, dude?
I'm just a happy person,
Well, we have to.
Happy little trees.
Oh yeah, dude. We got that Bob Ross, that new Bob Ross poster downstairs, right next to my tables. So for this last topic, this is definitely not a happy one. So I'm gonna mellow out the mood a little bit. If you've been following anything that's happened today, was it really 88? Wow. You might have seen that there was a Madden tournament in Florida, I believe in Jacksonville. Let me see here if I can find a link, because I don't want to mess anything up with this. Just give me 1 second. In Jacksonville, so there was a like I said, there's a Madden tournament in Jacksonville. This is a rough one to talk about. So basically, I'll just read the CNN story really quick. A couple paragraphs to kind of sum it up. Multiple people were killed in a shooting during a video game tournament at a shopping and dining complex in downtown Jacksonville, Florida. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office said Sunday afternoon. 4 people have died, including the gunman at the shooting at the Jacksonville Landing, according to a law enforcement official briefed on the incident. 11 others were injured, the source said. We're not going to talk about his name or anything in relation to that, but basically, this was something that obviously impacts our community pretty severely. This was a thing that occurred live on stream. Really makes you question the publicity of events like this going forward. Is really just giving people an avenue that are seeking attention in that manner. Maybe, I don't know, some things are going to have to change. Security is going to have to be increased, something along those lines. This is a scary thing to think about from our perspective, right, going forward, and eventually maybe going to like an E3 or something, if our if we get a publisher or something like that. Like, this is very much a thing that could happen there. We've had like Gamescom and E3 and things of the sort lately, and that is very much a thing that could have happened there. So this is definitely something that impacts our community in a pretty severe way. Thoughts definitely go out to the families of those affected. Yeah, I don't know. It's just unfortunate. There is a video online. We will not be watching it, reacting to it, anything like that. But if you are interested, that is a thing that you can find pretty easily. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot more to say Thoughts definitely go out to the families. It's unfortunate. These things keep happening and nothing's changing because people want to keep their guns and people don't want to help those that have problems. And that's just a fact of our society today. So it's unfortunate. So I guess we'll just keep letting people die. So Joe can keep his AR, and we'll continue to not fund mental health programs that will help people, that would help people that are considering doing this. And I guess we'll just keep, publishing articles. And I guess we're doing something similar here, but just giving these people the attention they deserve. They don't, not that they deserve the attention that they want, they desire. I don't know.
I think the mental health stuff is a bigger issue than the gun stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think banning guns gets rid of guns by any means.
Never said that.
Well, no, I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that I think the
issue is mental health at the end of the day. But if you make it harder to get the means of doing it, it might discourage someone. Everyone says, everyone's argument is, well, if they want to do it, they'll do it. That's not true, right? There it is in chat. That's not true. There's a reason that after Australia, I get Australia's a different country, but there's a reason that they have had like one mass shooting since they banned guns. We've had hundreds, thousands. I'm not even sure. Let's take a look. Mass shootings in the United States by year. I'm trying to just find a number.
Does it say what kind of gun he used?
Unsure. Let me see if we can find out.
Because a lot of people...
It sounded like just a pistol, like a handgun to me.
Because a lot of people only really talk about getting rid of, assault rifles and things like that. And I think that pistols are just as capable of anything as an AR.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's hard to say. Use only one handgun. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just unfortunate that this stuff continues to happen. There's most likely nothing that's ever going to be done about it.
See, I'm curious too if I'm curious if this is a new thing, right? So like, I'm talking. You go back to like, I don't know, early to mid 1900s, let's say, even maybe in the 1800s. How frequent was something like this? But there wasn't media, and no one heard about it.
Yeah.
What was it as frequent as it is now, or do we just actually hear about it now?
That's the question. It's hard to say. Don't know. But whether the severity is decreasing or increasing doesn't necessarily matter to me. The fact that it's happening at all is a problem. I mean, yeah, you can sit here and talk about population differences and everything like that as a reasoning, but I'm saying that they've had literally one mass shooting in like 20 years. We've had 35 this year. It's just, you can argue as much as you want, but the fact of the matter is, when it's easier to get guns and you're not curing the people that are having problems, there is going to be an increased rate, right? That is a fact. People don't fight back if they don't have a gun, right? We're at the point where we cannot do anything about how many people have guns. That's a fact. That will most likely not change. It's unfortunate, but That's what it is. That's the world that we live in the United States, is that almost everyone has a gun, and that most likely at some point it will be misused. Whether
don't
or
get
not,
me wrong. I'm all for just completely getting rid of guns because I don't
yeah,
understand the point. Uh, I mean, the original point of citizens having guns is
to fight
fight their government. But what is your AR-15 gonna do against a fighter jet?
That's what I said. That's what I said to Jack yesterday, and Jack replied with, "Every war game that the military has done in a civil war, they have lost because their military is going to go away and fight with their people, with their cities," which maybe is true. I don't know. What I do know beyond a shadow of a doubt is that that other countries would not let the establishment fall that exists in the United States, and that's not something that you can account for in a war game.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a fact. I mean, people are not going to want the establishment of the greatest economy in the world, the biggest economy in the world, to just fall, right? Because that would upset the entire world market. It wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't. So, but
it would happen, but it would be useless.
yeah.
We would not win that war.
No.
I mean, I don't think that I don't agree with gun control. I agree with gun bans. It's either all or nothing. I don't think you ban some guns and then certain people have guns. I think it's either everybody has guns or nobody has guns. I don't think that there's a middle ground.
Yeah. I don't know. Perfect world is very far off from where we are. That is for sure.
Well, I mean, in a perfect world, guns wouldn't even exist, but
yeah, very good point. But I guess I'll say our ideal, realistic world is very, very far off from where we are. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. People would, rather have tax money go to building a stadium in their hometown than funding, lower income mental health care systems. That's just a fact. So we will continue to see this kind of stuff happening probably for years to come. Definitely at least while Trump is in office, because nothing's going to change while he's in office, at least in relation to this. So I'm just going to go ahead and end the podcast on a quick little but my Second Amendment rights, though. We're just going to wrap it up with that. I don't know. If you are of that opinion, put some thought into it. It is what it is, I suppose. Because obviously, if you are a very firm believer in the Second Amendment, you are currently winning. So congratulations that you can continue to own your guns. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close out the show. I know it's a little early today, but we're out of topics.
It's like 2 minutes.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of in a sour mood after talking about this, to be honest. Because this kind of stuff just continues to happen, and it's pretty annoying. So anyway, if you enjoyed the show, feel free to hit that follow button up top. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscription button, or that subscribe button, rather.
Or hit the subscribe button on Twitch.
Yeah, or hit that subscribe button on Twitch. We are affiliated now. So if you want to support your local podcast, and help our game development and help fund that, you can do that on here by subscribing, donating, or on Patreon. You see the Patreon link at the top there. Check us out on our other social medias. We got Twitter up there, and we're kind of active on there. Expect some new content coming out on there pretty soon. Subscribe to our YouTube. We're going to be doing some pretty cool stuff here coming up once we get the new camera. So check out for that. Probably as development starts increasing again, the Reddit is going to become more active as well. So go ahead and check that out as well. But beyond that, if you what am I going to say? What else? I think that's about it. Hi YouTube. Check us out on Twitch if you're watching on YouTube, twitch.tv/Full Send Studios. Sell all Sunday, by the way. So Darren's gonna go to bed because he's falling apart.
No, he's not.
I'm gonna go eat some pizza, and try to fix my animations. But anyway, I will see you guys next Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for watching.